And welcome back. We have with us Carlyon Flores Sr., the president of BVFBS, and Anthony Smith, the vice president. And they're going to be talking to us about the Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball. But you guys are telling us that we've been focusing more on baseball. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, you know, in Belize, I want to start from the broader picture before I get into the details. We're always looking at things to get our youths involved in, and so this probably comes at the most opportune time. Could you talk to us about where this vision, it's a visionary foundation,
yes,
where this vision came from?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having us. You know, just to put on the record, the it's Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball. What happened is that I grew up playing Little League Baseball. I started playing baseball since I was 3 years old. My two older brothers introduced me to the sport. One Morris was playing with the Wrigley Cubs at the time, and my other brother Howard was playing with the Sprite Dodgers.
I remember him.
Exactly.
Clim Padres.
Clim Padres, yeah. That team was like the like the least talented back in the day.
Pirates. They were like the Pirates.
Accepted.
You know, the thing is, I grew up playing Little League Baseball. My brothers introduced me to the sport. Howard specifically was the one who gave me the confidence. Why? Because what he did, he used to, you know, I had my other three siblings. I had Milton, Alex, then I have Teresa. Teresa, of course, you guys may know, she's a track star in Belize. Teresa used to play many sports. So what Howard used to do, he would team up with me, the younger one, against 3 of them, and we will always come on top. So I grew up playing Little League Baseball up until 1993 when Little League was defunct in Belize. There was no more Little League playing, no organized or official baseball playing in Belize. So what we had to do, we had to transition from Little League into softball. Of course, baseball was our main, you know, main dish, if you may say. And so we played what you would call this term aqueous. We played softball without protesting against it, meaning that even though we didn't fully like it, we just played it and agreed with it.
But why was the change made? What was the... baseball was too hard?
No, baseball wasn't hard at all. What happened is the fact that we understood that at the time, a particular individual who holds the key to softball, so to speak, he did not seem to like Little League Baseball and did not seem to like male softball. So what he did, he bring in the field, the dimension of the field changed, particularly from the outfield. All right, so for me personally, my brothers and I, we recognized that even softball was declining in Belize. I can recall sometime in 1999 as a young player, I spoke to some of the senior players and I said, hey, we need to do something to revive our sports, but no one seemed to listen. So of course we continued to play in the, you know, I would call it the wishy-washy softball league, you know. We would play softball, like we would have 20-game schedules, sometimes we would play 10 games, you know. So just to get to the point of the vision of the Visionary Foundation, what happened then is that we had to travel to Chetumal and other parts of the Mexican, you know, we had to travel to different parts of Mexico, all right, and play softball and play baseball. And many times when we were traveling, I became so very frustrated because many times we would do some carpooling over to the border, and I would be singing in my friends' ears. I say, guys, listen, we need to bring back baseball to Belize. Because when you travel over those other countries and you see the standard and the level of baseball, it really grips your heart that we have to travel to another country to play what we love. So after constantly speaking to my friends about bringing it back, and none of them seem to have been listening, you know, there's an artist, Papa San, says, you know, every time I play my life to my friends, them listen, but they never learn the song. These guys didn't learn the song. And so I decided last year to use some of the resources I had. And I also partnered with one of my very good friends who he did not get the chance to play Little League Baseball because he grew up in the softball era. But he partnered with me initially, and we put together this foundation whereby we had to do the registration process and all those legal things that are essential.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right.
You know, it's interesting because I feel, and we have to remind ourselves sometimes, when we talk about the semi-pro days in basketball, with this nostalgia of what sports used to be like in Belize, it was the same with softball and baseball.
Very much so.
I had a cousin who was on the national team for the Little League when they traveled outside of Belize
to Miami.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember, because I was very young, just saying, wow, he's going on a plane. But for baseball, and so there was that time where everybody wanted to go to Rogers Stadium to watch games. There was a time where we loved it, we followed it, and it just kind of dwindled out.
Yes.
Yeah. So your goal is to get us back to that.
It's to get us back to that,
and not in softball, but primarily in baseball.
In baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but can we just get the very clear definition? What is the difference? I know the ball is bigger, right? So here's a non-athlete. The softball is bigger and the baseball is smaller. That's all I know.
Yes, yes. You see, this is baseball right here.
Yeah.
This is way smarter than a softball, and it's harder.
Yeah.
And in softball, they throw underhand, and in baseball, you throw overhand.
Okay.
And the bases are different in the feet.
Okay.
In baseball, it's 90. In softball, it's 60 feet.
And pitcher's mound.
And the pitchers from the pitcher's mound, right?
Okay. Now we have so much of the natural raw talent for this, because specifically the running skills are so important.
Yes, yes.
How do you plan? What are your plans in creating a program where you can build the same type of relationship with the sport that people used to have at one point in time, that you still have, which led you to this foundation?
Okay, first of all, of course we need to do some media rounds as we are doing currently. That's very important. The public needs to know who we are and what we are about.
Yeah.
What we have in place right now, we have what we call a mini camp that has been running since January. The mini camp is targeting particularly 7-year-old to the age of 15. That's the legal Little League age, the standard. That's one of the aspects. What we also have, we have some family-oriented programs that will also be encouraging for, because what we want the families to be a part of this. You know, whereby the families can realize, we see the importance of this foundation is this. Just to get to the point. We want to change the status quo of Belize where the economic aspect is concerned. We want to change where crime is concerned. This is not just bringing baseball back to Belize. What we want to do, we want to use the Little League baseball programs in order for us to take our young people off the streets. Hopefully one day we can get them. What I want to sell to the public and what we're actually doing practically or want to do practically is to let them understand that we want to get you from the Little League to junior league to senior and hopefully one day a professional baseball. Our objective, our vision is very big. What we want to do for our young people, we want to have a farm system established. That's one of the ways we want to get people on board. We want to have a farm system. To make it interesting, what we also want to do is when we get our website constructed, we will have our statistics online, all those different things, so that even international agencies like Major League Baseball, the Dominican Professional Baseball League, all of these different agencies can view us online and they can also partner with us. That's some of the ways we want to bring the sport back to Belize and make it attractive, very, very attractive.
So, go ahead.
I'm curious, I see very young children. Are you going to, guys have T? I call it, it's a T.
It's called T-ball. The first one is called T-ball. When you're young, it's called T-ball. Then you go to peanut.
And T-ball is where you just put the ball on a stick.
On the tee, on the black
batting
tee,
tee,
on
the batting tee.
And you just hit it off, and the other kids go and try to infield it.
Did you play softball, put it on a stick?
I
knew that.
Yeah, but you have different levels for kids. You have different levels.
Yeah,
the first level is T-ball.
This is exciting. As I said, I played league.
Yes.
I played in my backyard.
Oh, well,
with a ball that we made.
That's still fun. That's how they do it in Cuba.
Yes.
In the 80s, 90s, and as you say, I can't let you get away with that.
Ahead.
The Clim Padres was
My bad.
it was at the bottom.
You agreed already.
I agreed.
You agreed already.
I agreed, but you know, our coach Dorian, who's now at BTL, and I want to get to that. He did a lot more. A lot of the guys who were playing, because I remember around that time, the gang were starting in Belize. And a lot of the guys who were playing on the teams, I can remember us going to what is now the Cumberbatch field.
Yes.
And having to fight our way back into the neighborhood that I was in, where Queen Square School was. And so I really want to commend what you guys are doing, and I really hope that you get all the support that you need. I also have to say, in those days, we had Miss Bennett, who was the driving force behind it. One of the challenges that you guys might have is in terms of facilities and coaches. Because in my day, we were working out at Queen Square Anglican School on Dolphin Street, that is, I believe.
Yes, on Dolphin Street.
And other people were playing or practicing in these small areas.
Yabra Green Field.
Green Field, where the behind Social Security Board is now.
Okay.
How do you plan to get a simple thing like space and coaches?
Yeah. That's what we need. We need a space and we need a proper field, because the fields here
fields.
are properly
Proper
made.
fields.
They need to be well taken care of and maintained. That's why you see the grass in the major leagues so green because they're maintained and taken care of. You need to water the infield, and you have to cut the grass. And there's a certain way you cut the grass for it to look like the squares that you see. And we can have people to do that for us, and we're going to have nice field and have lights that you can play in the night too.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the space. We need the space, and we need to get it done, get one bill, right?
So, we hear your passion.
Yes.
Everybody else who got involved. Why did you choose to jump on board and be a part of this?
Well, I actually saw Mr. Flores on TV one day, and I see him, that he has the same passion and dreams as I do. So I said, let me get in contact with this guy. Let's work together because I have experience of playing too. I've been playing since I was 10. I got 16 years experience. I used to play baseball in the States, so I'm a pitcher.
Yeah.
And I said, let's do this together so we can make this grow. And with my knowledge and his knowledge, we can accomplish so much greatness, you know. So, and
I'd imagine the programs you were involved in the States were far more regimented than.
More
So
advanced.
that's a structure that he can contribute.
The fields and everything was so different. The talent, you know, so different, and that exposure.
And who else did you get on? I just want to find out more about your executive. Who else did you get on board as a part of this founding team?
We have 8 registered executive members, registered, so they are official. All right. We want to also be we are a non-profit, so we want to be a non-profit organization in good standings.
Okay.
So that's where we are.
Back in those days, when I was much younger, there was a heavy buy-in by the corporate entities. That's why that's the name of the team, Clim Padres.
HRCU Savers, which I played
HRCU,
for.
Do you have a plan in terms of getting back that buy-in from them? Yes,
we do. Since last year I drafted, you know, the Lord has blessed me with so much vision, man. Sometimes I think I need to be a billionaire because the things that I have in my heart, particularly for Belize, if I had that kind of finances, those kind of monies, I mean, I'm telling you, Belize would be different. But the point is, we have a plan, a very structured plan that has our schedule, what we are about, the types of things that we need. I plan to take, well, my executive and I have to look this over, and we plan to take these to the different business organizations, sell them. What we want to do, we want them to understand that if they partner with us, right? For example, when our web page is fully constructed, they too we will be able to sponsor. Be able to advertise for them. The next thing I want this to also have to be incorporated within the tourism industry, whereby you see, if BTB would buy into this, it would be great for Belize. If we can get them to also be some of our major sponsors, when the foreigners come in, when the tourist comes into Belize, let's say Little League Baseball is well established, we're going well, we can say, okay, we're going to market the jerseys for the top players, the most home run hitter in the country. We can have their jerseys being sold at the tourism industry, the tourism village and other areas. What it does then, it promotes tourism in Belize. It also attract the foreign investors because they see, hey, Belize is a hub for scouting Major League Baseball players in Dominican Republic as well as Cuba, Venezuela, right in the Caribbean. Just I think Sunday, Vladimir Guerrero, a Dominican born, he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right. And of course, we have great players like Sammy Sosa, Manny Machado, who is currently playing for the Dodgers. We have great players like Pedro Martinez, who's a Hall of Fame. There are countless Major League players who come from Dominican Republic. And I believe that Belize's economy is far greater than theirs.
Because those are all Caribbean countries. Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. You got people from Cuba, from Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Panama, Venezuela.
Representing the Caribbean in Major League Baseball, and they are some of the greatest players to have ever played. So we want.
Do you think we have the talent here?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Ms. Marlene, if I can say this, growing up playing Little League Baseball since I was 3, and my brothers can attest to this because they too, we are some of the greatest players ever came up. The thing that we did not have were we did not have the level of sponsorship whereby someone could have said, hey, let's take these young men over to America and some places. We dreamed so much of becoming Major League superstars. Of course, Cubs, which is our favorite team.
Only team in
I wanted to play. Yes, I wanted to play for the Chicago Cubs. Honestly, I would have been by this time. I would have been a Hall of Fame bong player with millions of dollars to come and invest in Belize, build fields, open scholarship funds for young people, because that's the objective of this foundation. And so, because I did not get the opportunity, unfortunately, because I was born in Belize, We understand that. That's just being honest. That's just being honest.
Yeah, it's true.
I wanted to open up the doors for our younger generation. And honestly, I wish that, because we have great talents. My brothers and I we could be away from the sport of baseball and softball for like 5 years. And we're going to that batter's box to bat against a man who's pitching 75, 85 miles per hour, and we can turn it on. We were the face of softball in Belize for many years. When my brothers and I would get together, the three of us, people start to say that the team is a super team. That's how great we are. We are talented. And that's not, you know, so.
Can I challenge you a little?
Yes, go ahead.
Marlene was talking about playing it in her backyard.
Yes.
I can remember growing up as a kid, there were seasons. TV wasn't what it was. There was no internet. There was no
We
Facebook.
didn't have TV.
No, I remember. I'm a 70s baby.
Oh,
So you know, we didn't have any of those things. We had seasons. And the beautiful thing about children, you know, after top season, you know, we had, and so you would marble. But for baseball, there were less options available. So you would simply take off a fence post, take a machete, chop it down,
or even a closet,
and you would
pitch to it.
and you would take tape and put a stone in the middle and tape it up with paper.
With foil sometimes.
We did all of that.
Yeah, I did that.
You know what we did in the 90s when we used to play Little League Baseball? I hope this is not embarrassing to my mom, but we did not fully understand what a breast pump was. We ran out of balls, options. Clorox bottle the work no more. So we went upstairs. We said we realized Mommy has ball-looking structure. We went and we took that and we play ball with it. You know, I'm telling you, man,
But that's what we did. We did my mom used to hide the foil. Because we take the foil and make the balls out of it with tape and try to give it some weight. Because
but you know what changed?
That's what you needed to do. Yeah.
But you know what changed? For the summer, we used to eat, sleep, and, you know, what you call eat, drink, and sleep baseball.
Yeah.
When summer comes, we will play early in the morning. Then we go and what we would call eating hard time biscuit.
Yeah.
You know, so we will go to Roger Stadium, like say 6 o'clock in the morning. We will play, take our little lunch break, eat hard time biscuit and ID. That's how it used to be in the summer. Then we will come back to the field about 3 o'clock. Well, we had curfew. My family had curfew. My dad was a disciplinarian, so we had to be home. You may say it's ironic, but at least by 9 you need to be upstairs in the house. So we had to, you know, we had to make sure that we are home by that time. But we would play ball every day throughout the summer, round the clock, rain or shine, and rain or sunshine. And of course, I think that's what developed our ability to the level where we were so great that if we had been given opportunities, we would have been there.
You know what you were talking about, and I just want to say this because it's so important, and I've heard it before, and every time it's a bit painful to think about it.
Yeah.
When athletes peak in this country and they know their potential and their family knows their potential and there's never that breakthrough moment, it's extremely frustrating. If you become the top of your craft in any sport, that could be track, that could be football, baseball, whatever, and I don't even have anybody to keep up with me because I'm that good.
Yes.
You need to get out. You need to be
challenged
by other people. So what I hear from you is a very clear frustration that you knew you had the talent. You knew you could have gone way beyond what the limits or the capacity was in this country. What do you offer through your foundation that you think will allow for that punch through, the breaking of the ceiling? For younger kids coming up. So when they know they become #1 shortstop, pitcher, batter, whatever.
Good question.
They'll go beyond.
Yeah.
Well, what we offer the fundamentals of baseball, and to develop them to have the best skills they can. And later on, we plan on having international people join us and stuff like that, so they can get that exposure. So we can send them to play different places, and we will play against different countries, Dominican Republic, all those countries, Guatemala, Mexico, which is right next door. And so they're gonna get that exposure because everywhere baseball is different, and baseball you do not learn in one day. You know, but some people are gifted with the talent. You know, and so that's what we offer right there.
Just to add to that, and he's on point. What we will do, we will market them. We will market the players. We have what you call, like currently in Cancun. Well, I don't say currently mean it's happening right now, but they have this guy Oscar Obregon, who he hosts what you call the Fast Pitch Cancun tournament. It's a softball tournament where countries like from Venezuela, different countries come and they play at the field in Cancun. Taxistas, right? My brother Milton and I, we played for Chetomal. We played together with Chetomal in 2015, and then last year the Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball we took a trip with a Belizean contingent, and we participated in tournament. The pictures are so great. Now the thing is, for male softball, it is 45 feet, and they had it at 40 feet. So it's a competitive league, and we were able to hold our waters. But the point is, what we want to do, we want to market young people. Mr. Obregon decided that he will start to host one for Little League. This year will be the first of its kind. But what we have observed is that our players are not yet at that level. So we will not be participating, but we are hoping to participate next year. And that will be one of the exposure. We also have, we have some great connections in the Mexican market, and we're hoping that that can open doors for young players.
All right, so everybody's watching and saying, are you only working with boys right now?
Young ladies are coming as well.
So if somebody has a little boy, little girl in their family that they want to get involved, what do they do? How do they get connected with your group?
Well, they just got, they can contact us or email us, and every Sunday we're at Raja Stadium at 9:30. Every Sunday we're there, and they can come. Everybody's welcome to come. It's free to come and learn, and even women, because in America right now, women are training to play baseball. I don't know if you remember the movie A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, women are training to play baseball too,
And they don't have to wear dresses now, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, they don't have to wear dress no more.
Yes.
And
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I have a little cousin that's a girl that comes, as you see, she was right there, and she can play baseball too.
Okay, so you said the age is 7 to 15.
7 to 15.
That's the age that you're looking for, and you just have to come on out.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for coming in and just sharing what seems to be a snippet of the vision that you have in mind. One thing is very clear is the passion you have in what you're doing,
Passion
and
and
we
love.
really hope that people show their support. How do people get in touch with you if they've been inspired by what you said and say, you know, I was part of CLIM team or HRCU team, now I want to make sure the kids have that experience too?
We have our Facebook page, Belize Visionary Foundation of Baseball and Softball, or at Belize Visionaries, that's the username. So they just click that, and then our page will show up. They can email us at Visionary Foundation 17@gmail.com. Hopefully one day we can turn that .com to .org, right? Because we want to be professional. And then also you can contact us at 605-2810.
635-8190, Anthony Smith.
Yes.
Alright.
The tryouts?
Yes, we are already starting to train a lot of young people already on Sundays. This is 9
I'm
o'clock.
actually the pitching coach too for the young kids, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take our final break now, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap up, so stay tuned.